Voting in 43 constituencies for Phase 1 of the Jharkhand Assembly polls has concluded with 64.86% of the electorate inking its finger. It's been an intense battle between the BJP on one side and the Congress and JMM on the other. The BJP has promised to provide 2 free LPG gas cylinders in a year, 5 lakh self-employment opportunities and housing for 21 lakh families. Meanwhile, the Congress and JMM have vowed to free electricity up to 250 units, caste-based census in Jharkhand, Sarna religious code for tribals, amongst other things. The big question then is, what is going to resonate with the voters of Jharkhand? That number, about 2.6 crores. Joining us at this point is Saraikela. I beg your pardon, that of course is one of the constituencies which had gone to the electorate today. Saraikela, of course, saw a high turnout. We've also seen Jamshedpur go to the polls. We also saw Ranchi go to the polls today. Hazaribagh also voted today in the election. But let's open this up to our guests now. Joining us live is Mukesh Tyagi, BJP spokesperson. Also with us is Neeraj Mishra, Congress spokesperson. Arvind Singh Deol, JMM spokesperson, is joining us live. Shashank Shekhar Jha, political analyst, also is joining us on the broadcast. Shashank Shekhar Jha, what do you believe have emerged to be the biggest issues this time around in Jharkhand? Shashank, can you hear me? Okay, I think we're having some technical trouble there with his connection. Let me quickly join Mukesh Tyagi at this point onto the broadcast. Mukesh Tyagi, what are your reports suggesting? How is the first phase gone for your party? And how confident are you on springing a surprise in Jharkhand? It's an incumbent JMM-Congress government there. Do you believe you can get them voted out of power?
Uday, your voice is cracking up, but doesn't matter. I've heard your question. Good evening to you. I think we are absolutely confident that we are sweeping across Jharkhand election because the 5 years of incumbency and the misrule of Hemant Soren, and known for the history of corruption. I think he was trying to banking on the sympathy wave that he was behind the bar. And his father was also known for his JMM bribe case, which still continues to haunt, which is the blot in the Indian history. His lack of promised implementation, which he's trying to shelter 2 years of the COVID. 5 lakhs jobs he promised to the people, which he has miserably failed. So it's a question of a roti, beti and mati. That's what our election slogan is. We want to protect the fragile economy of Jharkhand. We want to protect the fragile tribal community of Jharkhand, because the way the demographic paradigm is shifting so rapidly. The Bangladeshis, Rohingyas have appeared in most of the parts, and if you see the many areas where the Rohingyas have infiltrated, the population of Adivasis is dwindling so rapidly. It has reduced almost by 11 to 12%. So these people are migrated to other countries, other states, and that's the reason. And women are not safe there because all these people are coming, getting married to them, grabbing their land, getting married to them. So the whole fundamental question, there is no electricity coming in, the road infrastructure is bad, the people education is in complete shambles. So this is the politics which realize that fine, Hemant Soren may come from the Adivasi family, then Champai Soran, who was also elected for 5 months when he was behind the bar, all the important decision he took in favor of Adivasis, he did not implement. Hemant Soren refused to. No wonder Champai Soran, the longest loyalist of JMM, shifted to BJP because he was feeling suffocated. He realized that Hemant Soren, who has come on the plank of a tribal welfare, is basically working contrary to them as pure appeasement, because all the Aadhaar cards have been issued to Rohingyas, to infiltrators, and that's where people are threatened that if he continues in power, he was holding office of profit when the lease was given to him. His family is involved into number of things. There are 2 still cases which are pending against him on the corruption. So Hemant Soren has lost complete credibility. His 5 years rule, he has done nothing. He has contributed nothing for the welfare of the state. He has looted on the contrary. He got the lease for the stone chipping mine. Number of areas where the corruption has been completely predominant in his rule. So I'm sure, Uday, that BJP I think will be scoring more than, I think around 55. That's my prediction, and that is what most of the channels which are contrary to the BJP's interest are also predicting a clean sweep of Bharatiya Janata
Okay,
Party.
let's get a Neeraj Mishra of the
NDA.
Congress then for his take. Neeraj Mishra of the Congress come in here. What are your reports suggesting? How is the first phase panned out for you? What do you make of the voter turnout figures as well coming in, Neeraj Mishra? And which are the issues you believe are connecting with the electorate?
Udayji, I have no idea if Mukesh ji has visited Jharkhand during the election, but I was in charge of communication in Kolhan, where this Saraikela, Jamshedpur, and all these seats are. So I have spent a good 1 month in Jharkhand, so I can tell you the ground reality there. Common people were talking about that BJP has outsourced their campaign to Himant Biswa Sharma. And Himant Biswa Sharma, who's losing his grounds in Assam, is now searching for a new electorate, that is Jharkhand. That is why he has imported this issue of infiltration. And when spokespersons like Mukesh ji, who are very responsible, vouch on this point that infiltration is happening, he is actually giving a report card of Modi's government and failure of Amit Shah, who as internal security and home minister for last 10 years has not been able to stop this infiltration. We have constantly been saying that he has failed in Manipur. Now his statements, what Mukesh ji and other spokespersons are saying, it is giving a report card of Amit Shah's failure. In Jharkhand, the situation is very clear. People know that the witch hunt which was taken out against Hemant Soren, people have taken it very differently this time around. They have seen that a tribal leader who is there helping his electorate become better, because for last 10 years, the central government has not released that 1,62,000 crores of the mining credits that which Jharkhand is supposed to have. And this dichotomy, when the center says that Jharkhand is not performing well, so that whatever center's responsibility was, they have not taken up. And one more thing, whenever these people talk about Jal, Jangal and Zameen, I just remind them every time that why do you forget that Hasdeo in Chhattisgarh is also a similar matter. And in last 15-20 days, we have seen how in order to help your friend Mr. Adani for his MDO and mining contracts, you have been lathi charging, you have been stone pelting, and the agencies have been using brutal force in the forests of Hasdev. So Jharkhand's people, because they have a very good relation with Chhattisgarh, they have a lot of friendships and a lot of relationship with Chhattisgarh, they have come to know that whatever is happening with the tribals in Chhattisgarh, if BJP comes to power in Jharkhand, the same thing will happen. And there is one more thing, Udayji. In throughout wherever the vote has happened, you ask your ground correspondents, they'll tell you on every seat, you will find 3-4 rebels of BJP who are contesting on those seats. If you'll ask your correspondent, if Babulal Marandi will lead the campaign, they'll tell you Himant Biswa Sharma does not want it. So there's a lot of confusion in the BJP. Congress and JMM, on the other hand, has gone with a combined leadership, with a combined agenda. That agenda states that like we have given the money to women voters for their upliftment, this is going to happen as soon as the government comes, and the amount will be increased to 2,500 rupees.
Okay.
Which has
Okay, let me get an Arvind Deol then as well. Arvind Deol of the JMM come in here. Arvind Singh Deol, as far as the JMM is concerned, how do you believe today's polling has gone for your party? Any impact of Champai Soren's desertion for you? Is that affecting you adversely? Today, he is also contesting, of course, in one of the seats that's gone to the polls, but on a BJP symbol. Also, as far as, of course, the Hemant Soren arrest issue is concerned, is it still in the memory of the voters? Because often, public memory is very short.
Thanks, Uday. First of all, I'm very worried about my country. Educated people with formal education are now becoming educated anbhaks, or so-called pseudo-intellectuals. So they are often trapped in their echo chambers, having cognitive dissonance, and they develop a confirmation bias. And that bias is brainwashed into them through WhatsApp University graduates and WhatsApp University education. I don't know where they get their data from. Let us pick up what my friend from the BJP started from. The first is the Bangladeshi infiltration. So everybody knows the data which the Ministry of Home Affairs filed an affidavit with the Jharkhand High Court, and the data they referred to was 2011 census. So this data has been there in the public domain for last 14 years. So the same data since 2011, Modi has been in power for 10 years. For 5 years, Raghuvar Das has been in power of Jharkhand. Now, the same data did not trouble them when Modi, in fact, before this election for 10 years and Raghuvar Das, the same data. Suddenly, overnight, the data messages is changed. The data numbers has not changed. The outlook, the view through which, the mirror through which, the glasses through which BJP wants people to see that changes. And you rightly said, there was an article in Indian Express when the reporter went to Saraikela to find out how Champai Soren is doing. You know what people said? People said he went to Delhi, he came back with the black glasses, and only then he could see. They were for 40 years, and he was in JMM. For 5 months, he was a CM. The rest of the time, he's a minister. Even after retiring, being removed from CM, he was a minister. But he did not find anything wrong with that data. Only when he wore those glasses of BJP, the black glasses which he came back from, he started seeing them. So people know. And people have responded. The numbers which you are seeing, it's not anti-incumbency. The numbers you are seeing is a message to the BJP that you may have your own katenge to batenge, ek hai to safe hai, but here actually we are one. And the group which we are one in has Muslim, Hindu, Sikh. Because yesterday only the BJP handle posted, there was a fist and saying ek hai to safe hai, and there was no Sikh in that, there was no caste in that, there was no Muslim in that. So obviously they have already stated that we don't want these people. Even now the Sikhs have been removed from this. So even we are now labeled as we don't want you in our country. That's what BJP has been trying to. Otherwise they would have said, our friend from BJP, the spokesman, if he wants to say...
Yes, let's get him to respond now. Mukesh Tyagi, you've heard out the JMM in Congress. Please respond.
Sorry, what is your question, Uday?
Mukesh Tyagi, you've heard JMM in Congress attacks on your party. Please respond. They are confident of their prospects for the elections.
The problem is that the Congress is completely exhausted of its ammunition. They have no concrete or substantive issue against Mr. Modi's governance. Not even a single scandal they could establish in last 10 years of rule. Rahul Gandhi has gone and apologized to Supreme Court unconditionally on the Rafale matter. So now eventually he is resorting to the Constitution. That Constitution is being endangered, where we have never written anywhere that we'll change the Constitution. Now he is trying to build up this hollow case, which is completely baseless, and there is absolutely no people have understood, and Haryana election was evident to that fact. Batenge to katenge means because it was a saga of appeasement, where Congress has been thriving upon this appeasement politics for a very long time. For example, Manmohan Singh said that on the natural resources, the first right is of the minorities Muslim. They have given a reservation, blanket reservation to Muslims. Why don't they do Jati Garna in the Muslims? There are a number of subcaste in Muslims. Why everybody has been bunched into and clubbed into one category? So these guys have run out of complete ammunition. They have nothing. As a matter of fact, that's the reason they're losing the ground very rapidly than they were losing earlier. People thought Rahul Gandhi has come with a great preparation. He's done his research work. Nothing has been proved against Mr. Modi so far. It's only the hollow word. So that's why katenge batenge is being created, because when Samajwadi Party is openly talking in Maharashtra, AMIM chief Asuddin Owaisi talking that jihad ek ho jao, They are giving the sermons, get united. Now Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge is mocking upon Yogi Adityanath on his separate attire. I mean, then you stop Madani. There are a number of cases where they have also got somebody who has wore different colors. So Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, who has no respect in Congress left, as a matter of fact, when Priyanka Gandhi nomination was happening, he was not even kept in sight. So that kind of mockery, these guys, they are calling Sanatan as a virus, dengue. They are ridiculing Sanatan. It's a Hindustan. Anybody who lives in Hindustan is Hindustani. If they are working against the interest of Hindustan, they will be called traitors. And that's the reason we have a Mir Zafar, we have Jaichand, we have number of examples in the history how Indian solidarity was punctured because of these traitors. So we have seen now new traitors have come. They are trying to divide this community. That's why Mr. Modi said in his speech that they are trying to divide all the subcaste within the Hindus. You will see to it if they are given the chance. Why didn't Congress or Rajiv Gandhi implement Mandal Commission report? Why didn't they implement this commission report in Karnataka? So this diabolic attitude is exposed now. So people are not taking them seriously. And same thing is going to happen in Jharkhand. We had a fairly good numbers in 2019 election, and now it is anti-incumbency. He has not answered one question, Mr. Deo, that what happened to the 5 lakh job which he promised. So obviously he failed in the developmental thing. He was eating away the revenue into his private coffers, and that's why he could not offer any employment. What happened to the employment? What are the achievements Mr. Hemant Soren has done in Jharkhand? Give me one example, not even a single, except the fact, okay, let us assume the border were porous. This Rohingyas have entered as infiltrated in Jharkhand. Why the Aadhaar cards and number ration cards?
Yes. Do we have Shashank Shekhar Jha back now? Shashank Shekhar Jha, are you back with us?
Yes, I am.
Shashank Shekhar Jha, I was trying to come to you earlier on the main issues that you believe are dominating this Jharkhand election. Infiltration is, of course, what we just heard from the BJP. The Congress-JMM are talking, of course, about subsidies. They're talking about tribal rights. They're also talking, of course, about a caste-based census. What are the main issues you believe are connecting with people on ground and are emerging as the big issues this election?
Namaste to you, my fellow panelists and the viewers. I guess there are 3 C's when I see Jharkhand election, or for that one Jharkhand: crime, corruption and conversion. So I will start with the descending order. As far as conversion is concerned, Honorable High Court of Ranchi, which judicate the Jharkhand, has specifically pointed out that how conversion is taking place and how they should be taken care by the government of the day, but which is not being taken care of. This Jharkhand is the land of Birsa Munda ji, which actually fought against the conversion mafia at that point of time against Britishers. But at the same land, we are seeing that conversion mafias from 2 major religions are attacking the tribal community. Now the second C which I talked about is about the crime. Now I was just looking at the data: 7,200 rape incidents, 7,000 murders, 2.5 lakh cognizable cases. This is a data of merely 5 years. I was just checking, 29% rise of crime in Jharkhand in between 2017 and 2022. So this shows that the current state government is not taking care of the crime as well. Even the crime against children, that is POXO, is also in rise. So I feel that this is a complete failure of state government, because state is responsible for law and order situation, etc. And the third is the corruption, massive. When CM of the state has to resign, when CM has been is having an allegation of taking bribes, or for that point doing corruption and multiple of scams. So I guess that is so unfortunate. Jharkhand is still one of the most poor states of this country, and the reason is because of such government which is not taking care of it. And when I was looking through the manifesto of these parties, that is JMM, Congress and RJD, they were promising freebies. Do you really have any idea of how the state is running currently? You are doing all kind of corruptions, and corruption is at certain level that your CM had to resign your own party and had to join BJP. So that shows that the condition of the government is not true. Not many days happened. We are talking about Jharkhand, so let's start with Ranchi. Ranchi is continuously, every year since past 3-4 years, I am regularly watching that it is facing communal violence. Why? During COVID, we have seen that how small traders were attacked for merely keeping Hindu identity on their small thelas. So we know how anti-Hindu this particular government is, and what I have also identified in this particular government in Jharkhand is they tried everything in order to make a divide between tribal and non-tribal Hindu population, and that is why they have a list of every district having 2 languages. One a tribal language, one non-tribal language, and none of these states have Hindi, Sanskrit, or for that one Maithili as a language. Such a shame. So I guess this government has to go, and new government will have to come because they have completely failed. See, I am a lawyer.
Okay. Okay, Arvind Singh Deol, I think he wants to respond to you. He's of course representing the JMM. They are in power. You've attacked the government. Let him respond. Arvind Deol, can you hear me? Okay, I think Neeraj Mishra coming in. Yes, Neeraj Mishra.
Udeji, I just wanted to make 2-3 quick points. Because Shashank writes his name as Shashank Shekhar Jha, he should tell me that what their government in Bihar is doing for promoting Maithili as a language. वो सब किछ नहीं करे छे, सिर्फ खाना पूर्ति करे छे. So he should understand before blaming Jharkhand for not promoting Maithili, their government in Bihar, they should tell us what they are doing. Second point, when the RSS ecosystem has traitors as their poster boys, I'll not take the name. Mukesh Tyagi does not hold any confidence in taking names of whatever we are doing or what we are saying. They should first understand that people who made sure that India does not get independence, who are writing Mafinamas, they are their poster boys. So they should not tell the country who traitors are and who Deshbhakts are. And finally, the thing is that the people in Jharkhand, they have come to know that BJP comes here as an outsourcing project. They give it to somebody else. They do their experiments. This experiment of infiltration, they did in Tripura also. It did not happen. Then they had to take support from that Tiprasa party, which formed from the Congress only. So the same thing is happening here also. They are just trying to do experiment in order to exploit Jharkhand for their friend Adani. That 1,62,000 crore rupees, which I have mentioned earlier, the center should release to Jharkhand and then see what is happening. If you go through length and breadth of Jharkhand today, you will see that people are trying to develop themselves with the help of the government. The government has taken all the necessary steps which are required for social security. And now the BJP, because they are in center, they should have a bigger heart and they should tell the people of Jharkhand that no problem, you are voting for JMM-Congress and RJD. Your government is forming on the 23rd, but we'll help you. We'll do the cooperative federalism, which is enshrined in the constitution, and you need not worry. We are there as big brothers, and the state government, which is coming to power, which is coming by the vote of you, and all the promises which we are making, they'll also help us. This is what the government is all about.
Yes. Mukesh.
I want...
Yes, Mukesh Tyagi.
Uday, usually they have reached to such a level of appeasement. They announced that there will be a mosque and namaz in assembly in TW38. I don't remember the room number. And Ranchi has become almost Karachi. I mean, the kind of infiltration, kind of appeasement which is going on. Why Champa Soren left? He was one of the tallest leaders of JMM on the tribal language education, PISA implementation, and jump starting state recruitments. So all the decisions which he had taken in a short period, they were all kept in abeyance by Mr. Hemant Soren. So there was no development agenda.
On this issue of infiltration, how would you respond, Neeraj Mishra? Because that's something the BJP has made into a big issue.
In Santhal Pargana, the tribal population has reduced from 45. Just a minute.
That this is just an experiment. They have been doing this in Assam for last 30 years. In Tripura, they are doing this for last 10 years. And the ultimate result is, it is the onus of the central government. The Home Minister has to take a call on this. For last 11 years, they have been in power. And if they have not been able to stop this, it is their failure.
Okay.
You should tell us that which border is there with Jharkhand. Does Jharkhand have a direct border with Bangladesh? Mukesh ji, please tell me.
नहीं मुझे आपने बताइए आपने क्या किया है झारखंड में 5 साल के रूल
Sir,
में क्या
please
किया?
tell
5 लाख जॉब
me, is there a direct border between Jharkhand and Bangladesh? If the infiltration is happening, it is either happening from Assam, your government is there. Whether it is happening from Tripura, your government is there. If it is happening from Calcutta, then you'll have to tell. Boss, Jharkhand does not have a direct border with Bangladesh.
आप इतना ब्रॉड बेस्ड बात मत करिए. आप ये बताइए क्या किया आपने झारखंड के लिए एम्प्लॉयमेंट में आपने क्या किया? आप ये बताइए 45% संथल परगना में सुनिए संथल परगना में 45% से 27% वहाँ की ट्राइबल पॉपुलेशन रहेगी. आपने क्या किया? आपने कितनी रोड बनवाई? आपने कितनी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेट कराई? आप इस
survey. The tribal survey
Chaliye, voting has ended for one phase, but this rhetoric of course will continue, and point versus counterpoint, because there is still one more phase to go. Jharkhand of course is voting in 2 phases. We'll see another phase on the 20th, but for now one phase polling has ended. What will be the result? We'll only know on the 23rd of November, but for the time being, my thanks to all of our guests for joining us.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.